Buenos días, señores, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Estamos aquí otra vez para hablar del español. Hoy estoy con mi gorro anaranjado, con mi camisa morada. Estoy como un poco más raro hoy, que hace frío. Ahora, hoy vamos a hablar de los participios pasados en español. Es un tema muy simple, muy fácil y muy importante. ¿Vale? Entonces no va a ser muy difícil, pero es algo que ustedes realmente necesitan que saber. Welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing past participles in Spanish, which is a fairly easy topic, but which is a very important topic, and one that as we go further in the chapter is going to be even more important. Past participles in English are words like written, for example, or said, words such as this, oftentimes used in compound tenses such as I have written, but also oftentimes written as adjectives, as in the paper is written in Spanish. Or what's a good example for one? The windows are open. Okay, in English we would just say open. In Spanish we're going to use past participles for those. So past participles, we're going to look at how to form them, and then we're going to look today at their use as adjectives. Many past participles can be used as adjectives. And a lot of these words we already know because we've learned them merely as adjectives. So for example, abierto meaning open, or cerrado meaning closed. These are both past participles which we use as adjectives. So we're going to look at how we form a past participle, we'll look at their use as adjectives, and then we'll be done. ¿Vale? So, let's first take a look here at the ways in which past participles are formed. If you see here, I've written hablar up there. So hablar is our stand-in for our regular AR verb. For an AR verb, we're merely going to cut off the AR and add an ADO to the verb, giving us hablado, for example. So if you can think, bailar would be bailado. Cantar would be cantado. Comer is a stand-in for any ER or IR verb. So for an ER or IR verb, we'll simply take off the ER or the IR and add IDO. Okay? We have a variety of irregular ones, which I've written on the board here. The verb abrir becomes abierto. The verb hacer becomes hecho. Decir becomes dicho. Escribir becomes escrito. Morir becomes muerto. Poner becomes puesto. Romper becomes roto. Ver becomes visto. And volver becomes vuelto. You can find the full list of these in your book. I mean, this is the full list, but you can find it written in your book. Also, keep in mind, in Spanish, if a word like volver has the irregular form of vuelto, then you can rest assured as well that any verb that merely has a prefix and is otherwise the same will work the same. So the verb volver means to return, devolver, or to return to a place or to turn. Devolver means to return something, and so that word would become devuelto. Okay? Let's see. Romper means to break. The irregular past participle is roto. Corromper, to corrupt or to corrode, would be corroto. Okay? Poner becomes puesto. Poner means to put. Componer, to put together like that, would become compuesto, comprised. Okay? So these are irregulars. These are the ways that we form regulars. As I said, today we're just going to be talking about how they're used as adjectives. And that's real simple. So if I want to imagine, for instance, abierto, right? And I want to use that as an adjective, I would say las puertas están abiertas. And this is, of course, something we've done many times. You just got to make sure that this adjective agrees with what it's describing. So las puertas están abiertas. Even though the original past participle is abierto, we change it when we use it as an adjective. Okay, and that's all there is there. So that's pretty nice to know that you can sort of invent adjectives a little bit now. Any verb can be turned into a past participle, and most of those can be used as an adjective. Okay? Eso es todo, señores. Estos son los participios pasados. Ya en la próxima sesión de la clase vamos a ver muchos otros usos de los participios pasados. ¿Vale? Muchas gracias. Hasta luego y nos vemos en la próxima. Chao.